If you've been thinking about a luxury condo in South Florida and haven't known where to start, well, this could be the perfect video for you because I have done my homework on 5 luxury condominiums that are being built in West Palm Beach, and they have the most luxurious interiors, amazing amenities, and they're within 5 or 10 minutes of all of the wonderful shopping, food, culture of West Palm and Palm Beach, and 15 minutes to the airport. And if you stay with me to the end, I'm going to tell you about a newly completed luxury condo on the ocean that you could move into this winter. So stand by. So before I start getting into the details on each of the buildings, and it's kind of a bittersweet thing for someone who's from here because we've always had this battle with the condos, taking over throughout South Florida. But what's unique, I think, to the West Palm area is even though these are quite large buildings, like in the 25-story range, they are exceptionally luxurious and I think take into consideration the style of living here in West Palm with just amazing architects like Architectonica, very well-established developers like Stephen Ross's Related Ross companies and George Perez from Miami with the Related Group, and just internationally known interior designers and landscape architects. So after going to all the different galleries and talking to the representatives, it really did change my mind because they're going to be doing a beautiful job. So the reason I chose these is that they're all similarly located. They're all in the luxury category, and price ranges range from, in a couple of the buildings, you can get 1 bedrooms in the 1.2 to 1.4 range. And then they go up all the way through 3 bedroom, 4.5 bedroom and penthouses. But the 4.5 bedroom with some of the best views are in the $6 to $7 million range. So there is, there's this range of between 1.4 million and maybe even as high as 7 million. And homeowners' dues are approximately $2 a square foot. And almost all these projects are due to be completed in 2026. Okay, so I thought I'd show you this map first to kind of give you a feel for where these buildings are going to be in relation to downtown West Palm and Palm Beach. So one of them, we'll start at the bottom here, this Mr. C residence. You can see it's kind of just above the middle bridge downtown, and it's just strategically located. This is an excellent location for getting to City Place for shopping, to the Norton Museum, which is just south of there, the Kravis Center, which is just to the west, the Bright Line station, the waterfront, and you would just have to take this middle Royal Palm Bridge to get to Palm Beach. So that's the downtown condo project that I'm going to tell you about. And then as you go north, there are 3 that I'm going to focus on here on North Flagler. So that's north of the Flagler Memorial Bridge, and really it's just minutes to downtown and to Palm Beach. And those are 3 buildings that are kind of all in a row, but they're all a little bit different. And the first one is the Ritz-Carlton Residences. And the Ritz-Carlton Residences is being developed by George Perez's Related Group and Architectonica as the architect. And then just north of that is the Shorecrest, and that's Stephen Ross, who is a Palm Beach resident, the owner of the Miami Dolphins, and the former partner of George Perez, and now the Related Ross Group. And he's doing other developments down in City Place as well, and was one of the original developers of City Place. And then just north of the Shorecrest is Alara, which is a little bit different from the other 2. So it's a bit of a bigger project. It has luxury apartments. So I'm going to tell you about that. And then to the north, about another 5-minute drive, you can't see it on the map, but I have a picture here of it, is Alba. And it's the only one of all of these that's right on the intracoastal on the east side of Flagler. But the siting of it is more to the north. And I'll show you this next map. So this map kind of gives you a feel. There's the 2 bridges. The downtown project. Actually, it's right to the west of the middle bridge. And then as you go north of the North Bridge, that's where Olara, as you can see here, and the other two, Shorecrest and the Ritz, are going to be right here along Flagler on the west side of Flagler. So which is nice because you'll always have unobstructed views. And then as you can see here, all the conveniences of downtown, the Green Market, City Place, all of the Kravis Center. And when you go over the bridge, you're in Palm Beach, and you have the Royal Poinciana Plaza, which has been reimagined over the last few years and has some amazing restaurants and high-end shopping. You got the old school charm of the Breakers Hotel, and of course Worth Avenue, which has some of the most wonderful shopping, is like the Rodeo Drive of the East Coast. So hopefully that helps you see what we're looking at here. So the first project I'm going to tell you about is the only one of the 5 that is literally in downtown West Palm. So I'm going to show you where its proximity is and what's around it. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of the backstory on it because it's got kind of a funny name. And I was like, what is that? When I was first seeing it and seeing advertisements for it. But it's called Mr. C. And the story behind Mr. C is, well, there is a Mr. C, I think that it's newly completed in Coconut Grove in the Miami area. And there also was a Mr. C branded hotel in Beverly Hills. But the bottom line is, this is 2 brothers that are the 4th generation of the Cipriani family. And if you, I'm kind of dating myself here, but if you remember Harry's Bar in the Piazza San Marco in Venice, that was Giuseppe Cipriani. And that was like the stars, the bar and restaurant of the stars back in the day. So these 4th generation brothers are starting a new lifestyle brand with this Mr. C. So here's an aerial of the building site, an imagined building there. And then I'm just going to show you a little clip of my drive-by of what is currently there. And then a photograph of the design and architecture of it, which it is an Arquitectonica, will be the architect for the project. And the interiors will be by Meyer Davis. And landscape will be done by Landscape Design Workshop, which is out of Boca. So it's all really like the best of the best. And it's kind of a unique building. So let me tell you a little bit about how it breaks down. So it's a 27-story tower, and there are 146 residences ranging from 1 bedroom to 3 bedroom, 3 bath, and 110 hotel guest suites, which are 1 bedrooms that you buy furnished, and then they put them into the pool for the hotel portion of the project. And the units have open floor plans, water and city views, private outdoor terraces, 10-foot ceilings with floor-to-ceiling windows, and all kinds of custom, beautiful premium appliances and cabinets, porcelain tile floors, and just tons of amenities like a separate pool at the garden level, which is on the 6th floor, with a lap pool and cabanas, a pool bar and lounge, an outdoor playground, an outdoor movie theater, fitness center, spa. I mean, just has everything, co-working space. And on the 25th floor is the Bellini restaurant, which will serve the public as well as the hotels and the members. But there is in-residence dining, event catering, and a private membership for residents in the Bellini Private Member Club on the 25th floor. Price points on the condos range from the 1 bedrooms are 1.2 to 2.3 million. 2 bedrooms range from 2 to 4.5 million, and 3 bedrooms from 3.5 to 5.5 million. Some with city views, some with water views, and the 1 bedrooms furnished for the hotel, so they could be put into the hotel pool, are range in price from 1.4 million to 1.8, and 2 bedrooms furnished from 2 million to 3 million. Overall, it's a beautiful project. It's very exciting for West Palm. That city sophistication, the European style, and the great location in downtown. So the site is excellent for taking advantage of everything downtown, like City Place being just a couple of blocks to the west, along with the Kravis Center, the Norton Museum of Art, and the whole antique row just south of the site. Just northeast by the water is Clematis Street with restaurants and the Green Market during the season, and the north and south roads that run parallel to the project. One takes you directly onto Palm Beach in 5 minutes, and the other takes you to I-95 or the airport in 10 minutes. So if what you're looking for is a luxury condo that has downtown accessibility, this is an excellent choice. So number 2 on our list is, these are not necessarily in a order, except that I'm a little partial to this one. And it's a Ritz-Carlton residence. And we have 2 others of these in Palm Beach County, in the northern Palm Beach County area. One is on Singer Island, and the other is almost completed on the Intercoastal at PGA Boulevard. So I'm fairly familiar with them and the quality and the service that they provide. So this one is a Ritz-Carlton, and you're going to look at this map again. So as you can see on the map, but where it shows all of the condos that we're going to be talking about, you can see the Ritz. It will zoom in a little bit, and you can see the Flagler Memorial Bridge, and then you drive north on Flagler. So it's really just maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes from the Mr. C downtown. And you'll see here that there are 3 in a row, and the Ritz-Carlton is the first. So I'll show you this picture of the tower itself, the rendering. And so the developer here is the Related Group, which is George Perez out of Miami. And the building design is by the esteemed Architectonica, which started in Florida projects in Miami, and a number of these are also being designed by Architectonica. And then the interiors are going to be by the Rockwell Group. So what I like about this is that being on the west side of Flagler and where it's sited and how the units are situated, you will have unobstructed views of the Intercoastal Waterway and the ocean. And it is a beautiful view, which I'm going to show you from the street level what that is like. The 3 things I really like about this is it's on the west side of Flagler, but there's nothing but sidewalk on the east side of Flagler. So you have unobstructed views of the Intercoastal and the ocean from that west side of Flagler. The other thing I like about it is that this particular building is that it's designed so that all of the units have direct waterfront views, and that's not true for all of the others. So the smaller units on the interior portion have a front eastern terrace view, and those are all the windows there on that east side. And then the larger units on the ends have city views from the west and those beautiful terraces on the front. So that is unique among all these buildings that I'm going to talk about. And then the last thing I really like is that it has private elevator access to your unit. So when you take the elevator up, you come out into an entryway and then into your foyer for your unit for all of the units. So it's very private, and that's one of the things that is their specialty. And so I'm going to show you here. So this is a 27-story tower with 144 units, and they range from 2 to 4 bedrooms, 1,500 to 3,500 square feet, and the price points are between $2 and $6 million. And as is typical with most of these luxury residences, the HOA fees run in the $2 a foot range per month. So I don't have as many photographs here as I have had in other examples, but just like with the private elevator entrances, this project is all about privacy and providing the ultimate in just impeccable interiors and personal service. They're even going to have museum quality artwork that's from the developer, George Perez's very impressive personal contemporary art collection. And the resort amenities include this ocean view terrace that I think is on like the 6th floor. I'm going to show you the layout of it, but it has the pool and spa with a dedicated pool attendant, food and beverage, state-of-the-art fitness and wellness center, an on-demand spa, virtual golf that even has an outdoor terrace as part of that amenity, and then just multiple indoor and outdoor lounge areas, summer kitchens, and as well guest suites that can be used by the residents. And the list of inclusive services is like 23 things. It's amazing. And then there are 15 a la carte services that they provide, like housekeeping, dog walking, grocery shopping, chef services, even arrival, prep, and provisioning, to just name a few. So this is an amazing project, and I think it will be a great success. So I'd like to take a minute to introduce myself. My name is Diane Wimbrow, and I am a local realtor in Palm Beach County and lifelong South Floridian. And I get calls and texts and Zoom meetings with people all the time who are thinking about moving to South Florida, but they just don't know where to start. So if you want to give me a call, shoot me a text, we can schedule a Zoom meeting, and I would love to talk to you about what you're looking for to help you find the right community for you. And in the meantime, hit the subscribe button below and you'll be notified every time we have a new video. So let's get back to talking about these luxury condos. So our next project this is number 3, is called Shorecrest. And this is really just north of the Ritz, also on the west side of Flagler Drive. And I'm going to show you here on the Zoom map. You'll see Shorecrest. It says over to the right. We're going to zoom in on the map and you'll see it's just north of where the Ritz was, north of the North Bridge over to Palm Beach. It's immediately south of the Olara project. So these 3 are kind of all in the same general vicinity. An easy drive or bike ride or even a walk to downtown. It's a really quiet stretch of Flagler Drive just north of downtown. And I think the good part about it is the buildings being on the west side of Flagler, again, give you those unobstructed views of the Intercoastal. And because the towers are tall, this is a 27-story tower, you see the Atlantic Ocean, which is so beautiful, like Bahama blue ocean. So like with the Ritz and Olara, the surrounding neighborhood is experiencing like extensive redevelopment to the north. There's a park, Curry Park, on the waterfront that's being completely transformed. The city's put in like $30 million, and these developers have added to that. And the build out of an anchor project at the west end of the old Northwood district, which is just north of here, is in the works. So you can look at a video that I did on the top 5 neighborhoods in West Palm Beach, and a section of that is on Northwood, and you can see where that's going on. So the developer on this Shorecrest is Stephen Ross of the formerly Related companies, now called Related Ross, and he is a Palm Beach resident, the owner of the Miami Dolphins, former partner with George Perez on the development of City Place back in the day, among other projects. And so this is his project. And the architect is the renowned Roger Ferris and Partners. And the interior design will be by Rote Studios. So the Shorecrest vibe is like they're going for like a really discreet, private feel. The entrance has a courtyard effect with lush landscaping. The interiors are designed, as I said, by Rote. And so the vibe is the feel of luxury private residences. It is a 27-story tower with 140 residences that range from 1-bedroom, 2-bath, north-facing units with 1,800 square feet, including a terrace for around $1.3 million, up through 2 2s and 2 3s with dens for between $2.3 million and $3.4 million, depending on the exposure. And the largest are 4 and 4.5, 4 with 4.5 bath residences with east and south exposure listed for around $7 million. And like with some of these other units, the deposit structure is like 10% at reservation, 10% at contract, 10% at groundbreaking, and in this case 10% when they get to the pour on your floor, and then the final amount is due at the closing. So just a little feel for the amenities. There is a 6th floor club level, similar amenities to the other projects like fitness, golf, children's play area, private dining room, catering, a cafe, co-working space, screening room, game room, and a rooftop oasis, which just looks beautiful. So at the top of the 27th floor, this beautiful pool area, luxury oasis. And they have breezy open floor plan layouts that feature beautiful kitchens with eat-in islands and formal dining areas and large living rooms. No matter where you turn, you're immediately connected to the outdoors with views of the Atlantic as well as the West Palm Beach waterfront. So this is sure to be a success with Stephen Ross's group at the helm and looks like a very nice project. So this next project, number 4, is called Olara, and it too is along that stretch of, we'll zoom in here like we did with the others, that stretch of North Flagler, north of the North Bridge. And this one is the third one in a row. First there's the Ritz, then there's Shorecrest, and then there's this Olara. So Olara is a 7-acre project. It is comprised primarily of this 26-floor, 275 residence Z-shaped tower along Flagler, overlooking the Intracoastal and the ocean. And then there is a second tower behind it to the west that will be luxury rental residences. So we'll be talking about this 26-story, 275 unit building, and the units start size-wise at 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath, and then there are 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath plus a den starting at 1,500 square feet and at $2 million. And then they move up to 3.5s or 3.5s with a den starting at 3,000 square feet for around $3 million. And then the 4.5 dens start at $7 million. And there's also a number of limited penthouse residences that have expansive outdoor space, and the exposure of the unit impacts the price. So obviously direct east facing are the most expensive and desirable, as they would have unobstructed views of the Intracoastal and ocean, whereas the other views may be obstructed by other buildings partially or west facing city views. And again, in these particular residences with a massive amount of amenities, the HOA dues run the same, about $2 a foot monthly, which is the norm in these luxury condos. So the developer it's not known to me, but they're a very successful New York developer that have been doing more projects here in South Florida. It's Savannah. And the architect here, again, is Architectonica, which we've seen in a couple of these others. And the interior design is by a company called Gabellini Shepherd. So I have been to the model and the showroom, and it's stunning. They have a unit that's completely built out with all the finishes, and it's beautiful. And they also have a full rendering of the project that you can just walk around and conceptually get the look of it. And also they have a special screening room where you can go in and virtually feel, depending on where you're interested in the building, what the view would be like. So that's pretty interesting. So the project is designed as a luxury compound and with amazing indoor outdoor spaces overlooking the Intracoastal Waterway, with over 2 acres of indoor and outdoor amenity spaces, 30,000 square foot restaurant, and a gourmet marketplace, which will be held by a celebrity chef. And they also have, this is kind of a clincher here too, is a 6-slip marina located directly across the Intracoastal from the building. So even though your boat can't live there, you can charter. They'll have boats available to charter, and your friends can come and pick you up. Keep your boat elsewhere. You can stop there during the day and reserve a spot. So like the other luxury projects, Olara residences have floor-to-ceiling windows with 10-foot deep terraces, European-style gourmet kitchens, professional-grade appliances, and climate-controlled butler closets, which was kind of neat. Even though this building is big as it is, the way that they situated the residences, and the elevators, you don't walk past any more than 2 doors before you get to your unit. And outside of each residence is the door to this butler closet so that your packages are delivered there. If you buy things and have them brought to you by the concierge or by the restaurant in the building or the market, they'll just put them right there in your butler closet. So you just come into your residence and open that door from the inside. And it's really a convenience. I haven't seen that in any of these other properties. So there's almost too many amenities to list. There is a 6th floor deck of indoor and outdoor amenity spaces with over 80,000 square feet of like world-class fitness center, 13,000 square foot indoor-outdoor fitness spaces, 5-star spa, a leisure pool, as well as an Olympic-sized lap pool, private dining room on the Intercoastal, a sports simulator, catering kitchen, co-working space, and a list of personalized services for convenience and living. So Alara is a much larger project than the Ritz and Shorecrest. In some ways feels like a fully contained luxury compound with all the extensive amenities, restaurants, and food services. So I think it's a really unique concept, and it provides a new and different choice in the luxury condominium space. And I think it's a really impressive project, and it could be just right for you. Okay, so number 5 is a development called Alba, and it is unique in a few different ways from the others that I've already talked about. First, I'll show you this Google map, and then following that will be a video of the general vicinity, and then I'll run some photographs. But the difference is the location. So Alba is located a little further north of the other 3 that are along Flagler Drive. It's in the north end of West Palm Beach, where Flagler Drive runs west of the houses and developments that are along the Intercoastal Waterway. So this means that it has direct waterfront and a more private nature to this property and the other properties that are there along Flagler Drive at the north end. The only downside of the location, I think, is that you are more removed from downtown, meaning that you have to drive pretty much everywhere you go, versus when you're downtown or in one of those 3 other projects, you have the opportunity to bike or walk to downtown or Palm Beach and other activities. And it's also, the other thing about it is it's sited in an area. There are other condos in the general vicinity, and there's also the Rybovich Mega Yacht Service Center and some other condos that have been built there in development along the water. But at the same time, you're in an area of smaller bungalow type older homes that were developed, I think, like in the 40s and 50s. And so that's a little incongruent. And also there's very little restaurants or shopping in the immediate vicinity. So you really do have to get in your car when you want to do something. So this project, the developer is a Miami-based company called BGI Companies, along with another company called Blue Road. The architect and interior design is done by the highly regarded Spina O'Rourke and Partners. And this project is more boutique in nature when you compare it to the other 4 that I've talked about. I like the design. It has a sleek and modern design, and they say it's intended for it to blend into the landscape at the street level, and I think it definitely will. It's just really coming out of the ground right now. Another nice thing about it, it does have unobstructed sunrises, sunsets, water and city views, a limited number of residences per floor, which is very nice, private elevators, a gated street entry, and covered parking. And it is 22 stories, but it only has 55 residences that are a combination of single floor condominiums and 2 to 3 story townhomes, 2, 3, and 4 bedroom residence. 2 and 3 story townhomes are between 1,700 and 4,500 square feet, with price ranges from $2.3 million to $3.5 million, and the estimated homeowners' dues, like with the others, are around $2 a foot. So about the residences, they are very spacious, some with half baths, some with media rooms. They all have floor to ceiling impact windows, Italian design kitchens, all the things you expect for a luxury residence in a condominium. spa-like baths, designer fixtures, and they're all pre-wired throughout for high-speed data, media, and smart home technology, which is nice. A couple of things that I really like about it is that in addition to the amenities that it has, is it does have a private dock with private access for owners. So that is quite nice. I'm not really sure about if your boat can live there or if it's just an access point. But it is directly on the Intracoastal, so it does have that dock, and I think it has a natural beach there, which a lot of the properties along the Intracoastal at the north end don't have seawalls. Instead, they have natural beaches, which is also nice. So, and then the amenities include, it has 2 pools. It has a sunrise pool that overlooks the Intracoastal, and then a sunset pool for sunning in the afternoon. And it has a luxury spa, a fitness center, sun decks, a public great room, library and lounge area, private dining room with wine storage, a commercial kitchen for catering, co-working space and conference rooms, a multi-sports simulator, and there are climate-controlled owners' private storage facilities. So again, this is it's unique from the others. The location might not be as attractive to some people, but some people like it because they want to be more removed. So overall, I give it a thumbs up, and I think it's really worth a look if you're evaluating condos here in the West Palm Beach area. Okay, well, if you stayed with me to the end here, I'm going to keep my promise and tell you about a newly completed, in fact, people are just moving in right now, luxury condo and resort on Singer Island that is worth a look. The beach on Singer Island is so beautiful. It's only like 10 or 15 minutes from downtown West Palm Beach. You can look at a video that I did on the top beach towns in northern Palm Beach County, and I do a feature on Singer Island, so you can learn a little bit more about it. But this resort and condo project is called Amrit, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. So Amrit sits oceanfront on Singer Island on one of the most beautiful beaches with the most amazing turquoise blue water. And there are 2 towers. It's on about 8 acres of property. And the east tower is, the first 10 stories are the wellness center and hotel resort rooms. And then the top 8 floors are individual condominium residences with oceanfront views. And then there's a second tower, a west tower, that's 18 stories as well, and that's all residential. And they range from mostly 2-bedroom to 2.5 bath to 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath, and then up to penthouse units that have beautiful views and outdoor space on the rooftops. So you can see here the beautiful layout of the residences and the amenities for both the residents and the resort visitors, and pools, spa facilities, restaurants, oceanfront restaurant. It's just amazing, and it's just opened in the last couple of months, and I think it's going to be a great success. So you might want to check it out. So thank you for watching. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comments section, and hit the like and subscribe so that you'll know every time we have a new video. Thanks for watching.